Hi, I'm back today. And believe it or not, this is like my 10th, 15th attempt at making this video today. Something keeps happening, I keep getting sidetracked, and so somehow I haven't been able to. Now, let's hope I get through this today, and because I'm really excited about what I'm going to talk to you. So, what I want to talk to you today about is about being self aware. There's different aspects, in my opinion, about self awareness. It first it's for you, in that understanding of oneself is one of the most difficult things to achieve. Why? Because we have a lot of external stimulations, we have a lot of external influences that shape us. So, who are we is something that we need to understand, we need to gain an understanding of, and how do we do that? One of the ways that I have learned to do that is by finding some alone time for myself. Even if it is 10 minutes, I try to find that alone time for myself and I introspect about the incidents. Um, Things that make us happy, also we need to be self-aware of. Are we happy because we are being praised? Are we happy because somebody liked it? Are we happy because we are happy with it? What should be the most important thing? Similarly, why are we sad? Is it because someone we love is sad? Is it because something someone said made us sad? Or is it because we let ourselves down? Similarly, the spectrum of all these gamut of expressions and the understanding of self-awareness comes in terms of how do we classify these emotions and how do we distinguish ourselves from the influences to say, yes, this is the core reason, and this is why I'm happy, this is why I'm sad, this is why I'm angry, and what should I do to help myself? Or how do I go forward from here? What's the next action? Is this good? Am I happy with it? Should I accept it? So, those are things that we practice when we try to become self aware of ourselves. And I have come to appreciate it even more now when I started to deal with how to come out of my phase of depression. And the reason why I say that is I realized that a lot of the things for that I was attributing to reasons for my depression were actually because I was seeking approval. I was seeking approval where I thought that was me, but it wasn't me. My need to seek that approval was not something that was inherently me. It's something that different influences in my life had sort of made it seem like that person is me. What was me was, so basically what where I'm going with this is, I used to do a lot of things, which I still do, like in terms of what I can do for the people I love, in terms of what I can do for the people I care for. Smallest actions, biggest actions, doesn't matter. I just like to do it. Where I went wrong was I started to seek for the appreciation. I started to seek for the recognition. And that's where I hurt myself, because I wasn't aware that I was seeking that recognition. I wasn't aware that I was seeking that appreciation. And when I didn't get it, I was hurt. I was sad. I was miserable. Was it fair that I didn't get that appreciation? Perhaps not. Was it fair that I didn't get the recognition? Perhaps not. But was it fair that I was being so negative about it that I started to see the whole world as if it was conspiring against me, as if I was a victim of things? Absolutely not. I shouldn't have done that. And that's what being self aware is, in my opinion at least. Um, so So that self-awareness is very important, but the second aspect of being important is it shapes our human interactions. It shapes how we interact with others, in that sense of how do we communicate to our loved ones, where they can talk to us without feeling judged, where they can communicate with us without feeling hurt, or without feeling, oh, I will not be perceived the right way. Oh, I will not be received the right way. Perhaps I shouldn't share this. I'm going to cry. We're going to have a fight. We're going to do this or that. So, those are things that are very important. Especially in the current climate, given it's COVID, given that people are constantly struggling about the right way of talking, right this, right that. How do we make it a more conducive environment where everyone can just talk to each other without feeling the repercussions, in a healthy way, in a positive way, in a constructive way? How do we do that? Self awareness. Again, I want to talk about a specific example here. When I was depressed, excuse me, I don't think I wouldn't say that I'm completely out of it yet, but I would say that I'm not doing much better, as you already know from my previous videos. I couldn't talk. I really couldn't talk. And over the years, the communication between certain individuals and me really dramatically dwindled. It just couldn't happen because I was constantly afraid of saying anything, because it would be just another explosion. I really couldn't talk to my husband. Why? Because I was starting to get caged in because of worrying that things are not right. But also, whenever I did communicate, then it was like a volcano coming out. And so we never had civil conversations. It was always very bitter and angry. One of the reasons for that is part of me worrying constantly about how is he going to take it, because I was always worried that he is he's constantly worried about things. He's constantly stressed in terms of what life is going to hold, how are we going to fix things, how are we going to move forward, what is the big life's plan, what is that. And he's a worrier, essentially. In his world of being a warrior, I felt I had no space. I felt I could never communicate with him. I felt I was an outsider. There was no space for communication. And that was my awareness of him, right? But was I self-aware? So here's the interesting part. The reason why I say that is because, was I giving him the right signals in terms of where I was in my mental space? Was I even communicating with him about my emotional issues, about my mental health issues? I knew he was a warrior, and so I didn't talk to him. But shouldn't I have talked to him? He's my husband. Shouldn't I? And he was there. Whenever I wanted to talk to him, he was there. Sometimes, of course, he had his days, but majority of the days he was there. He was there willing to listen. He was there willing to help me. He was there willing to find ways to move forward. But in my awareness of him, I wasn't self-aware that I needed his help desperately. I was trying to forge a path forward where I was trying hard to show a semblance of normalcy in front of him so that he could vent his inner thoughts to me, but I wasn't giving him the signals to say that I wasn't doing okay. Only when things got really, really bad did I realize that, oops, too late, I did not do the communicating. It was hard to do the communicating. I still struggle with it, but I'm aware of it now. So I try to make a conscious decision to be able to communicate what I am thinking. How do I talk about it? What words do I use? How will it be able, how will the person in front of me be able to listen to me? And that's what I've been trying to learn in me becoming aware of myself. What is triggering me? Is it me? Is it an external influence? How do I fix it? How do I move on? How do I communicate if I need help? And how do I ask for help in the most constructive way where I'm not pushing someone away? And if I'm able to do these 6 things, I think I'll pretty much have cracked the theme to the mantra to have a relatively peaceful and happier life. I'm lucky that I am at a point when I'm aware of myself. I'm lucky that I am at a point where I can talk to you about this. I'm bearing my thoughts with you. I am lucky that I have a partner who's always willing to listen, even though it may not seem like that. And I am very lucky that I have had a second opportunity at having a life that can be better from where I was before. And this has all come to me when I have become a bit more self aware, stopped feeling guilt, or at least less guilt. I pride myself in who I am, and I remind myself I'm the only one who is me. There's no one else, and I can do this because I'm aware of who I am. I'm aware of my conscience. I'm aware of my wants. I am aware of my needs, and I'm aware of who I want to be going forward for myself and then for everyone else around me. So that's my story for today. Let me know your thoughts. If it sounds like a lot of jumble, please let me know as well, because believe me, it took me a while to come to this. And if my thoughts help a little bit, I'd be the most happiest to learn about it. If you have thoughts, if you want to share some of your stories, please do feel free to. I look forward to hearing them. Bye.